Sorry. Oops. Can you all can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yesterday we have covered till question number 10. Today we are going to start from 11. So the 11th question is which of the following statement is true? So let's check all these options. So A, dynamic analysis finds defects. Debugging fixes defects. Okay. First thing, dynamic analysis. Okay. Do not find any defects. First thing, and do not even, this statement is correct. Like debugging fixes defect, but a complete sentence is incorrect. Okay, now check option B, dynamic analysis fixes defects, debugging finds defect. No, so dynamic analysis never fix any kind of defects first. So that is also incorrect. Now check the third option, dynamic analysis finds failures, debugging fixes defects. Yeah, that dynamic analyze help out to find the failure. Okay, and at the same time debugs all the defect fixes. So check also the fourth option, dynamic analysis finds error, debugging find root cause. No, it's incorrect. So the correct option is C, dynamic analysis finds failure, and debugging fixes defects. Now come to 12th number question. There are few artifacts to be reviewed. Manager said there is only one way to review. Okay, so let's check all these options. So his statement is correct. There is only one way to review. So this is completely incorrect. There is not only one way to review the artifacts. Okay, let's check the option B. His statement is incorrect. There are many ways to review. Yeah, that's correct. So there are many ways to review. Let's check if any close options from C or D. His statement is correct, which is not correct. One way gives more output, which is completely incorrect. Option D, his statement is incorrect. He should not tell about the review. No, this is not a it's not the related options even. So here the option B is the correct. His statement is incorrect. There are many ways to review. Now let's come to question number 13. Which is not appropriate in incident report? Okay, so the options are test ID and test case number, priority statement, I found script difficult to understand, and option D, test item identification. So first thing, any test case, we have test ID and test case number. Okay, for any test cases or any defect also we get this information. Even we have a call priority, severity things. This is also you will get. But check the option C, statement, I found script difficult to understand. So there is no it is saying it's incorrect. Okay, this is not the appropriate for any kind of report. Like you can't say I feel difficulties doing this and that. So this is the option C would be the right answer for this question, and rest all three are completely related with the testing things, test item identifications or priority or test cases. So here the right answer is option C. Now come to the question number 14. Tester has found defect in review process. Which of the following statement in true? Okay, so option 1, send author email and tell he would not have done those mistakes. Okay, option B, tell author in a constructive way so that he feels better and fixes the defects. Okay, option C, complain to manager about defects. Option D, give author a time limit and ask him to fix within a time limit to meet deadlines. Okay, now like while doing any testing, you found some defects. Okay, so what would be the suitable option from this like A or B or C, D? So send like author email and tell that he would not have done those mistakes, and so this is, so we can't blame in software testing world. Something can be happen by anyone. It could be from developer or product owner. Sometimes they do a wrong requirement, based on that wrong product can be also built. So but at the same time you can't blame anyone. So this completely, the sentence is incorrect. So we can't tell any mistakes, whose mistakes what. Now see option D, tell author in a constructive way so that he feels better and fix the defect. Yeah, so you are saying this is what I was expecting this way, but it is coming, I'm getting the result in a different way. So could you just check and fixes the defect? So this is something, this is constructive way we are approaching someone like a developer to fix the defect. And the option C is also incorrect, like complain to manager. So there is no word for a complain to anyone. And the option D, give author a time limit and ask. Being a tester, I do not have right to give a time limit. Okay, when developer is going to fix the defects and all, that is not my job. My job is just communicate the things to the developer so that they can work on it. Okay, so apart from B, all these options are incorrect. So the correct answer is B. Now let's move to next question. When is testing enough? So this is also very interesting. When is testing enough? When you feel, yeah, we have done sufficient amount of testings in terms of like product, any kind of like regression or functional or whatever, testing is enough. So option A, time and budget are exhausted. So first thing, we'll go through all the option. Option B, manager has sufficient information to inform about release. Option C, till all defects are found. Option D, when no critical faults for a while and all known issues retested and fixed. Okay, now understand one thing. Okay, before I choose any option from these, so there is no application in this world you can do 100% testing. This is like, this is truth. Okay, you can't do 100% testing at all. It could be manual, it could be automation, nothing is possible 100%. But what you can do, the most of the critical bugs or critical functionality you check, so that you can easily push this product to the end user so that they can at least use. Okay, so you will have only focus on the critical functionality. Okay, so here time and budget this is not correct. So it's not about time and budget. You have a 15 days time, suppose, okay, but it's not necessary you will continue testing for next 15 days. The same thing you are going to testing every day. This is also not the correct one. Option B, manager has sufficient information to inform about it. So no, this is nothing about the manager. Okay, so this is all about the product, product. So this is also incorrect. Till all defects are found. So it's even not like possible task to find out all defects in one shot. Okay, you cannot find all defects. So here is a suitable option is, and the correct answer is option D. When no critical falls for a while, and all known issues retested and fixed. So we'll be only focus on the critical things. If some critical things are like there may be a different sets of test cases you will have. So you will be focused on the most critical part. If it is working fine, then you can easily say, okay, we have done testing. So correct option is D. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 16. You have done testing and found no defects. Which of the following statement is true? So you have done testing and found no defects. So what you are going to do? So option A, product will be successfully in market. Risk involved with product is less. Maintenance testing will be of less cost and effort. Testing is done by experts in testing. Okay. So product will be successfully to the market. So you have done testing and you have found no defect, but at the same time there would be something like called the risk thing. If suppose without, maybe you have did testing but you didn't cover all this, so there may be possibilities where you might miss some negative testing or something. So it doesn't mean that product will be successful in the market. No, this is not. Let's check the option B. Risk involved with product is less. Yeah, that you can say that risk would be less because you might have checked all the possible positive test cases, but you didn't check negative tests. That's even an okay, to at least to say, okay, that's like, okay, product issue or in risk involvement would be less compared to the other things, because you have almost done all the positive testing. uh, let's check the option number C. Maintenance testing will be of less cost and effort. No, this is incorrect. So there is nothing related with the maintenance. If you do not find any defects and all, maintenance will remain same for all the application. Option number D, testing is done by expert in testing. So there is no word call experts. Everyone we do, we are a tester and we are not a product experts. Products expert only call like those who are a business analyst or product owner, or end user. They can be an expert. Being a tester, we can't say we are expert in testing for that application. So here is the right option is B. Risk involved with product is less. Now let's move to question number 17. So which of the following provides the best description of a test case? Okay. A document specifying a sequence of actions for the execution of a test, also known as test script of manual test script. Okay, check option B. A set of input values and expected results. So this is so the question is about the test case. in test case, mostly what we get, so a set of input values and expected results with execution precondition and execution post condition developed for a particular test condition. It's look very looks correct one only. Let's check the other two options. Option C, an attribute of a system specified by requirement document, for example, reliability, usability, or design constraint that is executed in a test. So in test case, I don't feel these are very relative options for this reliability, usability, nothing. I don't think this is incorrect completely. Anyway, check option D. An item or event of a system that could be verified by one or more test condition, for example, function, transaction, feature, quality, attribute, or structural element. So it is all these options you will be getting confused. Okay, so simply if you check the best description of a test case. So in test case, what usually you should get. So check the option B. Expected result. In test case, you get a column called expected result. Then you have execution precondition will be there. Even post condition will be there. So this is very correct one. This is the option B is the right for this question. Rest all are incorrect. So here B is a right answer for this question. Now let's move to question number 18. Which of the following is a major objective of a testing? So when you do a testing, what is your main objective? This is what the question says. So check all the option. To prevent defect, to validate the project plan works as required. Option C, to gain confidence in the development team, to make release decisions for the system under test. So we'll start with option D. So there is like, see, the objective is not to make any decision for the test. Okay, for any kind of releases, this is not our main objective. Option C, to gain confidence in a development team. So we are a tester, so we should not bother about the development, how it works, how they build. So that also not the correct one. um, to validate the project plan works as requirement. No, this is not the main objective. Our objective is what? So this is the correct option is A, to prevent defects. So we our in testing, our main objective is there should not be any defect on the application, so that end user will get a correct application and there will be no issue. So this is to prevent defect is our motto, or you can say object or something. So this is only the thing we have to first give priority, to prevent defects. Question number 19. Which of the following is an example of a failure in a car cruise control system? So this is one giving one example for car cruise control system. So we have to check all the options. Okay, failure from these options. So first option, the developer of the system forgot to rename variable after a cut and paste operation. Okay. Option B, unnecessary code that sounds an alarm when reversing was included in the system. Option C, the system stops maintaining a set speed when the uh, radio volume is increased or decreased. And option D, the design specification for the system wrongly stated speed in kilometer or hour. So for any so there is a system they have built, car cruise control. So the correct answer, you will get this kind of like questions every time. So the correct answer is the system stops maintaining a set speed when the radio volume is increase or decrease. So this C option is related to the application. And if you look at other options, these are talking something from the development team or something, like something not related to the product. They are talking about the process, what they followed. But the option C is only mentioning about the application. What's the problem with the application? You can see the development cut and paste operation that we are not aware about what they did in backend for cut and paste operations, or some unnecessary code. So we are not bothered about what code they have input while doing the development. So the correct answer is option C. The system stops maintaining a set speed when the radio volume is increase or decrease. So now come to question number 20. Which of the following is a defect rather than a root cause in a fitness tracker? Okay, so there is a example for fitness tracker. On this tracker, we have to find out uh, which option is relevant to this question. So option A, because he was unfamiliar with the domain of fitness training, the author of the requirement wrongly assumed that the user wanted heartbeat in beats per hour. Option B, the tester of the smartphone interface had not been trained in state transition testing, so missed a major defect. An incorrect configuration variable implemented for the GPS function could cause location problems during daylight saving times. Option D, because she had never worked on wearable devices before, the designer of the user interface misunderstood the effect of reflected sunlight. So here, like defect rather than a root cause. Okay, what you are going to get it? So option A is saying unfamiliar with the domain of fitness. So see, whether you have worked before or not, that doesn't mean you will do incorrect testing. So you have to be familiar first with the application whenever you do. So don't go with all the sentence. See, unfamiliar, there should not be any word unfamiliar. I'm unfamiliar with the system. No, you have to be familiar with the system. Otherwise, how we will do testing? So option A is incorrect. And if you see here, missed a major defect. Okay, so trained, you can see another word, has not been trained. So first thing, if you are not trained in on some application, you can't do testing. So that is also not the correct option. Okay, you have to be trained. So here you can see not being trained. Okay, so this is also incorrect. So C option, C. So incorrect configuration variable implemented for the GPS function could cause location problems during daylight savings time. And check the option D. Option D says, uh, one second. Yeah, because she had never worked on, see, that also incorrect. You can't say I have never worked on that kind of application, because of that it happened. So option A, B, and D is incorrect. So you may get this kind of, not this exact this example or question, but you, the wording you will get the same. Okay, like unfamiliar, or you know had never worked before. So you can't say any negative kind of things. I do not have a like I have no training. These are the negative words. So these can't be a root cause. Okay, or a defect cause. So option C is the correct answer. Let's move to question number 21. As a result of risk analysis, more testing is being directed to those areas of the system under test where initial testing found more defects than average. Which of the following testing principle is being applied? So check option A. Beware of the pesticide paradox. So this is one actually, these are principles. Okay, so beware of the pesticide paradox. Testing is content dependent. Absence of error is a fallacy. Defects cluster together. So now if you check here, so the correct answer is defect cluster together. So the if you go to Google and search 7 principles of testing, or if you refer any book, it will there in details. Okay, so defect cluster together is a right option for this. So you are clustering the defect. Okay, like, so this is the right answer. This absence of error is a fallacy, no. So if you read in detail on the principal part, you will get understand about this topic. Okay, the principles of defect, how it works, you will get with the example. So here we are not covering right now with the testing principles, so we are just giving the correct answer on that. So this would be D. Now let's move to question number 22. Given the following test activities and task. Okay, so this is a task. So A, test design defect report. Okay, so first we'll check the left hand side. Test design defect report. Option B, test implementation, test causes. Option C, test execution, and option D, test completion. This is sequence, right? We first design, then implement, then execute, then complete all this. Okay, now option right hand side C, and entering change request for open. Option number 2, identify test data to support the test case. Okay, third one is prioritizing test procedure and creating test data, and fourth one is analyzing discrepancies to determine their causes. So which of the following best match the activities with the task? Okay, so we have to check, we have to match which one would be the best match. So if you look at option 1, A2 means A and 2. Okay, test design defect report, identify test data. So while you doing test design, that time only we do the test data thing, right? We identify or decide what would be our test data. In design itself we decide. Okay, then see B3, B, test implementation. Okay, so test implementation is prioritizing test procedure and creating test data. That is also correct. Okay, because we do this. Now C4, test execution. Okay, when you say test execution, then it would be always analyzing discrepancies to determine their cause. This is also, this is actually related to this test execution. And D1, test completion. So when you say test completion, then entering change request for open. So once you have done all these things, so any change request is there, then you do all the changes and all. So this related to this. So this A looks correct option, but we'll again check option other options. So B says uh, test design, okay, test design, identify test data to support, that is correct. Okay. B1, test implementation, entering change request for open, which is not correct. Okay, which is completely incorrect. C, test execution, it's referring 3, prioritizing test procedure and creating test data. No, execution will not prioritize your test procedure or creating test data. It will come always in design, what your test data will be and what you are going to do. So this is also incorrect. So now you can see all are they, shuffled from one to other. For A they put prioritizing test design can't be prioritizing your test procedure and all. This is also incorrect. So the correct is A. So you will be getting this kind of question. So it would be options will be there, right options in right side. So you have to match like from left to right. So which should be the correct answer. Let's move to the question number 23. Which of the following best describes how value is added by maintaining traceability between test basis and test artifacts? So option A, maintenance testing can be fully automated based on change to the initial requirement, which is completely incorrect. You can't do complete automation. Okay, so this is also not the correct one. So maintain testing cannot be automated based on change initial requirement. No, there may be a lot of changes is there, so that can't be automated. So even the initial requirement may be different, and while doing the testing, because we are in agile, so anytime the requirement can change. So it's not necessary the initial would be the correct one all the time, but no, it's incorrect. Okay, now let's check option B. It is possible to determine if a new test case has increased coverage of the requirement. Okay, so yes, so there may be possibilities. See, like when you do any maintain any traceability, so there may be a possibilities where after creating your traceability metrics and all, you may add new test cases, and that also increase your coverage. Obviously it will also coverage, it will cover your requirement. You have to add to your matrix, like if you are going to add. So this looks very correct one, but let's see other options. Option C, test manager can identify which tester found the highest severity defects. So test manager cannot identify. Okay, so which is like highest severity defects and all, that's test manager cannot identify, because it's a uh, product owner. They can identify, they will only give you the priority and severity. Your manager or test lead will never they don't they can't give any priority, because they do not have any idea about the product first. They are they are concerned about the testing, not about the product. Okay, so this is also incorrect. So option D, areas that may be impacted by side effects of a change can be targeted by confirmation testing. So this is not relevant to this option, this question at all. So you can still focus on option B, which is correct. Okay, so here option B is the right answer. Now let's move to the question number 24. Which of the following qualities is more likely to be found in a tester's mindset rather than a developer? So options are experience on which to base their efforts. Okay, so no, you can't have like this is not the correct one. Okay, so the question you just read, which of the following qualities is more likely to be found in a tester's mindset rather than developer? So experience on a on which to base their efforts? No, this is incorrect one. Ability to see what might go wrong. Yeah, so you can think like, if I do this, what would be the impact? Okay, so you have to think all the impact from the end user, what can be happened. Okay, uh, option C, good communication with team member. It's not related with any good communication, whether you have good communication and or have or not, it doesn't fulfill the testing requirement. Okay, attention to details. No, so these are not correct one. So ability to see what's might go wrong. So you have to think from both the way, from positive think, okay, you are doing testing and you are excellent. Okay, if you don't do, then, or if you miss something, then what would be impact? So always you have to think about the impact point of view. What may go wrong means, what would be the PNL impact, or what could be the some issue if we miss it or we do not do properly. So here the right answer is option B. Now let's move to question number 25. From the list below, which are the recommended principle for introducing a test tool to an organization? So they are trying to implement one test tool to an organization. So they are saying which would be the perfect principle for this. Okay, so check about the option number one, roll out the tool to the entire organization at the same time. No, we cannot directly roll out any application to the company, because it's a cost involved thing. So whether you have a good amount of knowledge on tool or not, that's important thing. So randomly you can't implement for all the users the tool. Okay, this is incorrect. Now option B. Option B, let's see, start with a pilot project. Okay, so yeah, that you can do, right? So we have some application, so we are selecting few people and we are saying you can use, so that you will be under observation, what to how tool behaves and all, so they will get some good clarity for the future reference for this tool. Okay, so this is the correct, okay, option. uh, yeah, check option C, adapt and improve processes to fit the use of the tool. Okay, so they're saying adapt and improve processes to fit the tool, to fit the use of the tool. Yeah, you can do, there is always place for improvement for anything, right? So yeah, that you can adopt it, then you can improve if you need, you can do better. Okay, now check option number 4, provide training and coaching for new users. Yeah, that obviously required. When you say there is a new tool, you need training for that. So you can't randomly just, yeah, start using. So this is also correct. So provide training, it's absolutely fine. Now check fifth one. Let each team decide their own way of using. No, you cannot use your own way, right? Like every tool or application will have some user guide you have to follow. You can't use from your point of view. Like, okay, that is incorrect. Option C, monitor that cost do not exceed initial acquisition cost. So this is not related with the cost. Okay, like monitor the cost do not exceed, so that it's not appropriate. Even option initial acquisition cost, so we are not bothered about the what cost. If some tool is going to implement, and if you want to start using it, you are not as a tester, you should not bother about the cost. Okay, that is not our lookout in terms of cost, what would be the cost. So this is incorrect, line. Gather lessons learned from all testers. So this lesson all tester, all team. So that also not correct. Okay, because everyone is new to the tool. So you can't learn something from your teammates who is also new to this tool. Okay, so you need some expert or some volunteer person who can guide you. It could be any vendor who is launching the tool. So you need that kind of person who can guide you, who can teach you. Your teammate cannot teach you, right? Because he is also new to the things. So if you see all these options, so option A, 1, 3, 4, 5. So rollout, yes, this is correct. I said, uh, yeah, start with a new project. So they have mentioned all the options. Okay, so so you cannot say roll out all the. I said it is incorrect, right? So you cannot roll out. At the same time, this option three is adopt and improve processes to fit. But the first thing is you should have all the correct options. Okay, they might have given one correct, one incorrect. So here, if I see the correct answer, then it is, I think it's a C, because you can see uh, start a new project. Okay, pilot project, that is correct. Adopt and improve, okay, that we can do. Then provide training and coaching, obviously it's required. And let's okay, so yeah, so here if you see, the right option is C. Okay, rest they have missed it. D also 3 they have not covered, or which are the right answers for this second, like start with a pilot projects and all. No, they have not done. So here is, you can see the maximum inputs. So this is only the correct one, option C. Okay. Now let's move to question number 26. Which of the following best description a characteristic of a keyword driven test execution tool? So we will just go through the options. A table with test inputs, data, action word, expected result, controls execution of the system under test. Actions of tester are automated using a script that is rerun several times. Option C, actions of a testers are automated using a script that is run with several sets of test input data. Option D, the ability to log test result and compare them against the expected stored in a text file. So here the correct answer is option A, a table with test data, input data, because in data driven and all, we need some input always. Okay, so it might be in Excel sheet. We input all the datas and all, and based on that we do execution and all. So this is for 26 question. Option A is correct. Now let's move to next question, 27. A software development and test organization would like to achieve test efficiency improvement below. So which should be supported by a test management tool? So when you say about tool, it should do what? Enable traceability between requirement, test and defect bugs, optimize the ability of tests to identify failures. No, this is not. Resolve defect faster. No, tool can't resolve any issue. Automate a selection of test case for execution. No. So only what a tool can give you, it requirement, test and defect bugs. That for that purpose we use tool and all. So this is one. Option A is a correct. Now let's move to question number 28. Which of the following best explains a benefit of independent testing? Okay, so I will not read this. Okay, whenever you get time, you can just go through these options. Right now, I will just give you the correct answer for this. So the correct answer is option D. Okay, so this is only the correct answer, option D, and you will get this. This is also very famous question in ISTQB. Now, question number 29. Which of the following tasks is most likely to be performed by a test manager? What test manager do? Okay, as a task. So, see option 1. Write test summary report based on the information gathered during testing. Review test developed by other. No, they don't review test developed by other. Create a detailed test execution schedule. No. Analyze, review, and assess requirement specification and model for testability. No. Only they write what they do as a test manager. They write the test summary report. Okay, based on the information gathered during testing. This is the correct answer is option A. Now give question number 30. Given the following example of entry and exit criteria. So here it will there are few options like 1 2 3 4 5 6. You will get this kind of all 5 6 lines, bullet numbers, and you have to choose from these. So for 30, question number 30, the correct answer is D. Okay, so entry criteria always the trading performance test environment had been designed, set up, and verified. This should be always preferred first, and after that the autopilot design specification have been reviewed and reworked. And the 6, the tax rate calculation component has been passed unit testing. Testing should be done for any application. And the exit criteria is 1 to 4. So the original testing budget of 30,000 plus contingency of 7,000 has been spent. This is exit criteria. Yes, this is correct. 96% of planned test cases for the drawing package have been executed, and the remaining tests are now out of scope. Yes, that can be possible. You can't do 100% in some time, so you defer the things for next release. And option number 4, current current status is no outstanding critical defects and 2 high priority ones. So here the correct answer is D for question number 13. Now question number 31. Given the following priorities and dependencies for these test cases. Okay. So this is the table. You can just go through this table. So for right now, I will just give you the option, which is the option. So the correct is let me just first read the question. Which of the following test execution schedule best consider the priorities and technical and logical dependencies? So for this, the correct answer option is B. Okay, TC4. TC4 means medium, then TC3. TC3 is a high, then TC1, then TC3, TC1, TC3, TC5. TC5 is low, TC6 is medium, okay, and TC2. So the correct, you will get this question in ISTQB. Just read this option. Okay. Now let's move to question number 32. Which of the following best defines a risk level? Okay, when you say risk level, so I will just read this option. See, risk level is determined by a combination of the probability of an undesirable event and the expected impact of that event. So here for question number 32 is option C. Okay, so risk level, this is the correct answer. For for 33, which of the following is most likely to be an example for of a product risk? So when you say product risk, then it should be always the check the option 1. The expected security features may not be supported by the system architecture. So this is the correct one. So the expected security feature may differ from the system architecture. This is the correct one. So for 33, option A is the correct answer. For 34, consider the following statement about early test design. So in early test design, what happen? Okay, so always remember, whenever there is a early test, so early test design can prevent fault multiplication. Yeah, also early test design can find faults. That is also you know true. Early test design can cause changes of the requirement. I completely agree with this. Okay, and if you say false some, then this is so faults found during early test design are more expensive to fix. No, in early design, if you find any fixes, that is not expensive, because you are not spending too much time or budget at that time. So this is incorrect, this option 2. And let's check the option 5. Early test design normally takes more effort. No, this is incorrect. It will not take more effort compared to late testing. So if you check all these options, so option A is the right. Here we can see 1 3 4, 1 3 4 is a correct, true, yes, and 2 5, 2 and 5 are false. Yeah, so correct answer is A. Let's move to 35. Non-functional system testing includes what? So functional, what is functional, what is non-functional, we know, right? So for non-functional, we have to check all these options. Testing to see where the system does not function correctly. That is not actually non-functional testing, system testing does. Uh, Check the option B, testing quality attributes of the system, including performance and usability. Yes. So when you say non-functional, they only bother about or focus on the performance and usability things for non-functional testing. Okay, so that non-functional will never include your functional logging, functionality checkings and all. Okay, whatever, like take example, Gmail login, sign out. These are not non-functional. These are functional. Non-functional only check your performance, like load speed, 100 multiple people can use the application at one time or not. That actually the correct objects for non-functional system testing. So for the correct question answer is option B. Okay, this is only for performance. So whenever you get any question related to non-functional, always check performance and usability. Okay, because it's a direct link with the performance and usability. So in other options, you will not get any word related to performance and usability. Now let's come to question number 36. Functional test system testing is what? So we covered for earlier non-functional, now check for functional. So for functional, always it would be functional. That's it. Okay. Functional means a functional. All the functionality of that particular requirement you have to. So let's check all the option. Testing that the system function with other system. No, we do not compare one system with other system. This is not a functional testing. Testing that the components are comprise the system function together. So component testing we don't do. It's a developer job. Okay, as a tester, you do not do any component testing. So yesterday we already discussed, right, what is module or object. Some you like Google, like Gmail, email functionality you check. I will check inbox functionality. These all are, modules or components. So this is all only done by the developers, not by the tester. Okay. Now see, option C, testing the end-to-end functionality of a system as a whole. Yes, this is correct. So when you say about what is functional testing, it should always focus on the functionality of the end-to-end of the system, not about this other system cross-check or component testing. Even check the option D, testing the system performs functions with specific response time. So these are backend thing, API things, okay, response time and all. So these you do not need to bother about the function only, focus on the functionality of the system as a whole. So yes, correct answer is option C. What is beta testing? So we might have idea, little bit idea about the beta and alpha and all. So here few options for beta testing. Now check what is the correct. So yes, so beta testing is what? Option A, performed by a customer at their end, at their own site. Okay, so first thing, beta testing is always done by end user. Okay, so see option B, perform by customer at the software developer site. No, so end user do not have access to check any application in development environment. That is incorrect. Performed by an independent test team, that is not test like independent test team, that is not correct. Perform as early as possible in the life cycle. So in life cycle, in it's mean like STLC or SDLC. So first thing, SDLC is under development, so STLC is under testing. So end user will not get opportunity to check any application, in life cycle. So once the product is delivered to the end user, that time only he can check. So the correct answer for this is yes, option A, performed by customers at their own site, because they have their own environment, production environment, they can only check there. Now let's move to question number 38. The main focus of acceptance testing is, so we know about acceptance testing, what is this. So let's go through all these options. 38, option A, finding faults in a system. Okay, so this is not the main object of acceptance testing. Check option B, ensuring that the system is acceptable for all users. This is also not like, when you say acceptance criteria, acceptance testing, so obviously this would be for all users only. So this is not the main focus. Okay, we have to find out the main focus for acceptance testing. Check option C, testing the system with other system. No, we don't do cross testing, okay, or cross browser testing and all. Okay, that is not the purpose or main focus. Option D, testing from a business perspective. Yes, so right, as a business owner, product owner, or business analyst, I can write acceptance criteria. As a end user or a tester, do not write any acceptance criteria at all. So if I am a product owner, I will only have my main focus would be testing from a business perspective, because I have given you the acceptance criteria. That's why main focus to check whatever requirement I had given for to the development or to the developer, it's it's achieved or not, or they missed, or they diverted to other things, so that I can do, or the main focus of a acceptance criteria for a business perspective. So here the correct answer is option D. Now let's move to question number 39. The difference between retesting and regression testing. It's a very interesting, like, the regression, right? And retesting is what? So we'll just check the correct answer. So retesting ensure the original fault has been removed. Regression testing looks for unexpected side effects. Okay, so retesting, we know, if while you doing any testing, like it could be functional or it could be any kind of testing, when you find any defect, so what you do, you just raise a bug, then developer they work. Once done they are done with that fixes, then we have to check. So that check called retesting. The same um, requirement or same test case, you will have to test again to get the confirmation while doing the testing or regression or functional, the defect has been removed. So the correct answer is option A. So I'm not going to look at other options. Retesting is done by developer, it is incorrect. Even option C, retesting is done after fault or fixes. That is correct. Fault or fixes. Regression testing is done earlier. No. So regression testing you can't do once you get the bug. First, the bug should be fixed. Then only you can do. So if you read also, you will get the correct hint. Even you see the retesting looks an unexpected side effect. Regression testing ensure the original fault has been removed. No, when you raise any bug, if you do not retest it, how you can get the confirmation while doing regression? So because you do not have any idea whether the bug was resolved or not. So the correct option for this is A. Now come to question number 40. Which of the following is not a white box technique? Okay, so black box, gray box, white box, we have different box techniques in testing world. So let's check all these options. Statement testing, path testing, data flow testing, state transition testing. So always remember the white box. Okay, white box do all these three: statement testing, okay, path testing, white box testing they do. Data flow testing also comes under white box techniques. Only the incorrect is a state transition testing. This is not comes under white box testing. So whenever you get question like what is even our white box, not here mentioned, not obviously you can say D is the correct answer for this, but there may be some some possibilities where they will change, flip the question, like which of the following is a white box techniques. That time they may put one anyone from these three, and other rest three they will give incorrect. So you have to identify. So the white box testing techniques includes this: A, option B, option C. Only it don't include the option D, state transition testing. So this is my the 41. So I had only 40 questions while doing certification for ISTQB. So this 41 is I just choose this question for you. This is also very famous question. So question number 41: software testing activity should start. So now the options are: as soon as the code is written. So we can't do immediately after the code implemented or code written by the developer. Okay, This is incorrect. We can't immediately start. Option B, during the test design, during the design stage. No, during the design stage, how you can do testing? That is not possible, right? Option C, when the requirement have been formally documented. See, requirement documented, but it's not coded or not built by the developer. So software testing activity can't start. C, so option C is also incorrect. D, as soon as possible in the development life cycle. Yes, so only you can do the software activity in the development life cycle. Okay, so STLC for us, for testers, it's a STLC, software testing, life cycle, and for developer SDLC, software development life cycle. So only this life cycle you can do your testing. So right now, if you look at option D is the correct answer for this question. As soon as possible in the development life cycle, this is the correct answer. And this is one, last but not least, this is also a very frequently asked question most of the time. uh, you know so the question number 42, false found by user are due to what reason? False found by user here, it means the end user, not tester or not developer. So user means end user. What is the reason fault found by the user? Okay, so check option A, poor quality software. I will first go through all these options. Poor quality software, poor software, and poor testing. Bad luck. So there is no bad luck and good luck in terms of testing, right? Whatever is required, you have to test it. So there is no luck. Option D, insufficient time for testing. So this is also not a correct, because the end user found bug and you are a tester, you can't say I didn't get sufficient time to test it. Somehow I tested and it moved to production. That kind of excuses we cannot give, right? So this 4 is incorrect. Like D option is incorrect. Even bad luck is not implemented in testing. So this is also incorrect. So when you see poor quality software, not only poor quality, a software cannot be like directly poor software. So the option B is a very related to this question. Poor software and poor testing. Might be software is poor, I agree. At the same time, we have done poor testing. Might be we have missed the major functionalities, or even we didn't check all the possibility to find the defects, or checking negative, positive, all the way. So the correct answer is option B. So that's it for today. I have covered two additional questions, out of 42. These two, like, especially I thought it should be a part of with this presentation. Like, rest you can refer some books for more details on testing and all. So I think it would be helpful. But if you go through all these questions, definitely I can tell you, like 60 to 70% question will be coming from this slide, no doubt at all. Okay, only, like, there may be a chance 10 12 question will come different. But when you have a good amount of the knowledge, and always I recommend, always read all these options, okay, before you choose, so that you will get the correct hint. So don't get confused while choosing any option, because you have sufficient time. You will get a 1 hour to complete 40 question. So more than 1.5 minute, right? So that is enough. I think you don't require like too much time to complete, and this is very helpful. So I'm going to stop this recording right now. So if you have any question, please let me know. Now I stopped recording. So 1 second.